To indicate that I was a speaker. It was from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, the Trauma and Orthopedics Department.
Puisque vous le savez que les médias
It's about 8:30 now and I am finally done with the look. This is what I decided to go with. Someone is coming to pick me up from the dormitory by 8:45. The only thing that is left for me to do is to put on my shoes. So yeah, this is the main outfit with my black bag to go with it. What would you rate this outfit from on a scale of like 1 to 10? The shoes are not the most comfortable thing, but I can walk with them. So if I am walking on my tippy toes, they are easy to work with if I don't balance my weight at the back of the heels. But yeah, I'm not a professional working with heels, but anytime I wear makeup, I'm always sniffing. It doesn't make any sense. So I'll just go wait downstairs for her. I think it's a her because her name is Kate. And yeah, bye. I met up with Kate at exactly 8:30 and we headed over to the conference hall. The machine was checking my temperature while simultaneously the security was checking my name on the list. I handed over my passport and she confirmed my name before I gained access into the building. Then I headed over to take my name card to indicate that I was a speaker. Again, I handed over my passport. I was handed my name card and I was also handed a bag. The bag contained pen, paper, and the program list for the next 3 days. The conference was held at the prestigious Moscow State Institute of International Relations. Kate was showing me around. She showed me to the first hall that we'll be having the first meeting and the first speech. Just outside the hall, they had an African exhibit. I will be talking more on that later. I was one of the first people to get into the hall. And just before we started, we had a little breakfast. I was on my way back from the restroom when I met this really nice lady. She asked me if I could speak Russian and I said chut-chut, which you know I cannot speak Russian, but that's beside the point. She asked me if I could speak English and I said yes. Then she asked me what I was studying and I said I was a medical student. I was in my 5th year. She asked if I was in my 5th year, how was I coping with studying in Russian medium and not understanding the language very well. So I corrected her that I study in English medium because my school offers you to study in English medium from your 1st year to your 6th year, and she was very shocked to learn of that because according to her, she said she has never heard of any university offering that. And I thought it was a very common knowledge for university, not like a very common knowledge. I thought it was very common for universities to offer such programs. So it was very shocking for me to know that it's actually very rare. The first speech was from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. On my application, I indicated that I could not speak fluent Russian, so during the program or before the program, I was given a headset where a translator was translating everything that the speaker was saying. Was most impressed by Honorable Minister Lindiwe Sisuli. I hope I pronounced that right. She was the former Minister of International Relations and Cooperation for South Africa and is the current Minister of Tourism. She expressed her gratitude to the students for organizing the program. I was mind blown by these statements because the program was so well organized and so well put together. Invitation of different ministers, invitations of different people all over the world and different countries, and it was so well put together by students, by the youth council or the students council. I was just so blown away by that information.
How when you put youth at the forefront of their own destiny, they do very well.
On songe la presse propagandiste.
After we're done with the first part of the day, we were introduced to the African Act exhibit that was put together by the African Club of MGIMO Student Scientific Community. It was well put together in my opinion. There were different sculptures, different maxis from different countries. There were none from Nigeria if I'm not mistaken, but it was still a great exhibit. I had 2 unplanned interviews, one with the reporters from the school and the other with an independent reporter. After the African Act exhibit, I was on my way to the hall that I would be having my roundtable discussion. It was going to be by 3 and it was already 2:30, so Kate was kind enough to help us find our different halls. Just before the second session, we had lunch. On getting to the hall, I was told the day of my discussion was moved to the next day. Apparently, I was sent an email, but it was in my spam, so I did not see it. Thankfully, I didn't book my train to leave that same night because it would have just been a hustle. Imagine coming all the way to Moscow and not fulfilling the purpose I came there for. I have nothing else planned out for today, so I just sat in for this session and I met another student speaker. She was preparing her notes because her session was after this one. The day was finally over. I went back to the dormitory and went ahead to work on my presentation. This presentation is not for the Russia-African Summit, but for my school scientific conference, which is held every year. I would be presenting with the Trauma and Orthopedics department, and due to the fact that I was traveling to Moscow, the doctor was kind enough to allow me to present online, and the conference is going to be tomorrow morning, and I will be going among the first people because I have to go again to the conference hall to make my discussion in the Russia-African Summit.